Hello and welcome to American Government, Political Science, whatever you want to call it. I'm Linda Bernhardt. I'm going to be the instructor for this term. Go ahead and give you a heads up that I just got this class this past week. They asked me on, I believe it was August 8th, while I was in an airplane flying back from Belize, I got the message, hey, do you want the political science class? And I was like, yes, I'm so excited. Typically, I tend to teach a lot of science courses. I do biology, environmental science, medical terminology, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm a major geek. I have been trying to get SGSC to let me do political science for ages. And I've qualified to teach it at other colleges. They just have never had an opening for me yet. And I was doing all the environmental sciences, and I don't have environmental science with them this term. And so they reached out, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm still in the process of actually properly designing this entire course. I've got it all here. I'm still putting it there, but I have a lot already done. You're never even going to notice. However, I give you this heads up just in case I miss something. So if at any point you see that something's not working, let me know. But let me also tell you, there's going to be a reason sometimes things aren't working. So to do this, I'm going to bring us over to that whole share screen thing, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. All righty. I almost closed this whole thing out. So this should be the class that you're taking. Yes, I changed this picture. This is a picture I took earlier this summer. This is American Government. It is also known as, I believe it's POLS1101. I think that's right. Anyway, this is the online thing. Your very first announcement, you should totally read as your welcome announcement. This welcome announcement, one, it's welcoming you, but it's giving you something very, very important. And that is this right here. This part, that if you do not open the week's file, nothing will open for you. That means the discussion will not open and the quiz will not open. So you have to open the week's file. What do I mean by that? Well, take a look over here. You've got all these folders. Important papers and such has your syllabus. And as I come up with other stuff that I find important, it will be placed here. Week one, when you click on week one, this right here, this is the week one file. You click on the week one file. That takes you here, tells you what we're doing for the week, and then shows you the various things. I have provided you and will provide you for the entire term the PowerPoints that came with the textbook. So if you're having a hard time accessing or getting a hold of the textbook, these PowerPoints should help set you up. I post these hyperlinks in the week details every week. So it's all together so you don't have to miss things. The presentations, the PowerPoints, they will open without you having opened this file. But none of these will open until you have opened this file. So I would recommend open the file, take a look at what I say, look at the presentation, go through it, maybe read the chapter, then go to the discussion. I would do the discussion first because it gets you started, and your first post is due Wednesday by 10 p.m. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. After you do this, then I would probably do this, the extra one. This is extra credit. It's worth, I believe, 10 points. It has massive number of questions, like huge amount of questions. Do you have to do it? No. But if you do it, you have access to all of the multiple choice questions for that chapter, which will include the ones that are on the quiz and will include the ones that will be on your exams. So doing these extra quizzes, one of the smartest things you can do. And then I would probably finish with quiz one. Why did I not put extra one before quiz one? Well, because this one's optional. So I kind of think you should put the optional ones at the end. And I realized I totally jumped right past warning you about a whole bunch of things and got right into here. That's okay. You'll get used to it. I'm going to talk you through some stuff, then I'm going to explain some stuff about me, which will explain what I just said. So anyway, every week you want to start with the file. You can access all of these just by going to content, and then you will see that they're all here. Notice that each one has a date when it will open. So you cannot access any of these until that Sunday. So everything opens Sunday at midnight, actually at 12:01 a.m., I believe is what it's set for. So as soon as Saturday turns into Sunday, it opens. Everything typically closes Friday night at 10 p.m. I do this on purpose because I'm trying to make you have a day off. A lot of people will complain, well, why don't I have until 11:59 p.m. on Saturday? Deal with it. You don't. You have Friday at 10. If you get everything done and you have other classes, congratulations. Now you can last minute their stuff. Or you can be smart and do things ahead of time and have every single weekend off. That's the way I would go. Okay, we are going to look at the important papers and such, where all I have currently is the syllabus. So here's the syllabus. We're going to cover it real quick, and then I'm going to explain a few things. So there we go. POLS1101, American Government. This is me. Clearly, I don't have an actual office because this is an online course. I happen to be located near Atlanta, Georgia. So I can't easily be on campus. This is why it says via Zoom. So I have this phone number right here, text it. It comes straight here and I will access it. I will get it just like that. Now, that being said, I have 4 jobs and I work for 3 different colleges. If you text me, tell me you're with SGSC. Very, very important. Otherwise, I'm not going to know how to answer your questions. So the office hour of Thursday, 1 to 2, I just picked something random because it's not like I'm in an office. This, or by request, this is the main way to do it. I've tried in the past because I've worked for SGSC since 2012, and I have been doing primarily online for them since 2015. I tried where I just sat here with an open Zoom for an entire office hour, and it was wasted time. In years, I never had even one person show up. When I had an office on campus, oh yeah, people came all the time. But on Zoom, not so much. So don't worry about what it says for the office hours. If you need to communicate with me, shoot me a message, email or Zoom. And when I say email, I mean this email right here. These 2 things are the way I will get your question the fastest. If you are sending me messages through, I believe it's called Brightspace, our online platform, I don't necessarily log into it every single day. Nothing alerts me that there's a message, so I might not get it quickly. So if you send it to the actual email address or text it, I'll get it like that because it comes straight to my phone. You have a problem, just shoot me a message through one of those 2 ways and we'll set up a time. Please, 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 please do not ask for a phone call. I do not do phone calls. I just don't. I will do emails with whatever I can. And I say whatever I can because legally, and that's in the syllabus somewhere, legally, I cannot do emails or text about grades. So that has to be Zoom video. When we do a Zoom, I require you to have the video on. I'll explain all of that in just a little bit too. It's not me just being nitpicky. There's an actual reason for it. And since I forgot to do that at the beginning, I'm just going to throw all that at the end of the video. So these are the 2 best ways to reach me. Okay, now we just have all that stuff we're supposed to put in there. But this one's kind of important. This is your textbook. I didn't put any other required material because clearly you know you have to have online access because you're taking an online course. What's the point of putting that in the syllabus? And you are going to be looking up various news articles and stuff like that. So you're just going to have to know how to look up valid news sources. We will cover that at some point, very early in the term. I gave you 3 different ISBNs because I love hard-covered books, but they cost the most. This is less expensive, and this is the least expensive. A lot of people go the ebook route. You can get it like super fast, and a lot of places make it where you can just rent it for a period of time, and it's even less expensive. There are websites out there where you can actually access the PDF for all of the textbooks, typically free of charge. Am I giving you those websites? No, mainly because I can't remember them. And I always make notes and I always mean to post it and remind people, and I don't remember, and I'm so sorry. My memory for names, pretty bad. So my apologies, but seriously, totally, just search for them. You can probably find stuff. All right, now this is the other stuff that we just have to put in here. It's your objectives and stuff. Feel free to read them. Student responsibility. Here it is again, letting you know you have to open the week's file in order to access the week's assignments. Will you be able to just click discussions and see discussion 1? Yes. Will you be able to actually answer it? No. You have to actually do the work, what I tell you to do, which is open that week's file. My cat is trying so hard to come in front, and so that's my distraction here. You're about to see a giant fat cat moved out of the way. But in case you want to know, this is Osiris. He's my babe. He's 13 years now. Okay. You're going to have to use actual proper grammar and sentence structure. This is a college course. You are expected to treat it as such. That means capitalize the first letter of each sentence. Dear God, please capitalize the first letter of each sentence. Use proper punctuation. Do not use text speak. Use real words. Use some proper spacing. Periods. Please use them at the ends of your sentences. If you are quoting something, and you really don't need to be quoting, you should be putting things in your own words. But if you have to quote something, quotation marks, in-text citation. If you need help with that, I will make a video to help with that later. And you should, like I said, be putting everything in your own words. You still need to cite a source. Citing a source is not just for quotes, it's for letting people know where you got your information. So if you're stating this is a fact, you have to tell me where you got it from. And here's the kicker. It has to be from more than one location. That's huge. A lot of people find one place that they love to go to, and everything they get comes from that one location. If you can't find it in many locations, it's not valid. If you find the same thing in many locations, but all of them go back to just one location, that's not valid. Very, very, very important in political science, any academic, anything, pretty much everything on the planet. It's very important to make sure you are getting valid information. Critical thinking, that's a huge part of critical thinking, is to make sure that what you're basing your thoughts on is true, not just this is what somebody said, and so yeah, that sounds good and that supports what I believe, so by God, that's it. Yeah, no, we're going to break that habit in this term. Okay. Instructor responsibilities. I will grade things like this. I try my hardest to grade everything like as soon as it closes. Typically, when it closes on Friday night, I will try to grade either Saturday or Sunday. But before Monday starts, your stuff will be graded, because I don't understand how a student can know how they are doing in a course if the instructor has not provided the proper feedback. I will do this always. If something happens, because life happens sometimes, and I'm not able to, I will post an announcement. I will let you know what's going on, and I will apologize, and I will do the best I can. But you should never be like weeks or a month away and still not know what you did. I provide a lot of feedback. Before you see, when you see the grade, before you immediately shoot me a message, why did I get blah, blah, blah? Check your feedback. Chances are I've already told you. After you look at the feedback, if you still don't understand, yes, please ask me. I will tell you everything I possibly can. Okay, so this is how it breaks down right here. I use the point system, and so that's what this is. Every single week, you will have a quiz. Each quiz is worth 10 points. That might not sound like much, but over 17 weeks, that's 170 points. That's a lot. Please do not miss these quizzes. Discussions. This is obviously the bulk of your grade. 25 points possible per discussion. I have a grading rubric set up for the discussions. It tells you exactly how you're being graded. I will probably make a separate video that I will post for week 2 for that one, because week 1 is a little, I'm not using the rubric to grade week 1. Week 1 is a little different. So keep an eye out. Next week, I will have a new video discussing discussions. There will be a midterm exercise. I apologize for it being 105 points instead of just 100, but dude, my math, I couldn't just make things nice and easy. And so this is where I put the extra 5 points. This is a midterm exercise. This will take time. I will start giving you information about this probably around week 3, because I want you to have time to work on it. And then you will turn it in right around midterm. And yeah, it's worth a lot. You will have 3 exams and then 1 final exam. So all of this equals 1,000 points. So like I said, I'm on the point system. 1,000 points is a perfect score. As soon as you have 900 points, you have an A, even if you don't turn anything else in. You've already got your A. I also am known to give extra points for people who do extra work. I also have extra things built in because I do not accept late assignments. I will not reopen anything. I will tell you, I am so sorry you had trouble. Next time, start sooner. But I have stuff built in to help with that. So anyway, here is the way the entire term breaks down. I have each week. This is going to be Sunday through Saturday. This is not the due date. Remember, everything is due Friday night at 10 p.m. There you go. So this first week is chapter 1. So you should read chapter 1 and or look through that PowerPoint for chapter 1 that I provided. Next week, there's going to be more because we're going to do 2 chapters. Then we're going to do 2 chapters. Then we're going to do chapter 6. And I believe this is where I am going to place your first exam. The reason the exams are not listed here is because I haven't decided exactly where the cutoff's going to be. At the moment, I am thinking right around here because it breaks it up relatively evenly. Midterm project. Week 8 is midterm. That's when you're turning in your midterm project. That makes sense, right? Then we continue on. I bunched some of this up so you would not have a chapter here and you would not have a chapter here, and then we can just do a recap. I'm trying to make it where we do more work at the beginning so it's a little less work at the end, because I also know most of you are not taking only this class. You're probably taking other classes. And I, not too long ago, was a student. And I remember a lot of classes, they throw so much at the end. I don't want you drowning on mine. I would rather you hit the ground running and then have it start to get easier at the end. So that's how it all breaks down. All right, grading system, I already told you it's a point system. This is how it works. As soon as you have 900 points, you've got an A. If you have 899 points, you have a B, because I do not round grades. I give you more than enough opportunity to have it up there. So just do the work. There you go. 800 to 899, a B, 700, 799 is a C, 600 to 699 is a D, and 599 points and lower is an F. There is zero reason to be this low down. If you just do what I tell you to do, dude, you're going to be fine. Every term I teach, I have people who have well over 1,000 points because they learned very quickly, just do what I tell you to do, and we're good. So just do that. I've already told you, I don't take makeup. I don't take makeup work. I don't take late work. You have plenty of time to do it. So if you don't do it, not my problem. Just get it done. This is letting you know you have to actually do it where it's supposed to be. You can't email me. You can't message it. You can't do anything else. It has to be turned in the proper way. I would go ahead and just read over this yourself. It's just reminding you stuff. This is the big one to remind you everything is due Friday nights at 10 p.m. This is an entire page of the syllabus solely for the person who is going to contact me throughout the term that says, but Miss Bernhardt, I didn't know it was due Friday at 10. Yeah, just take a look. All right, then these are just the rest of the things. So take a look at this. These are the access statements, counseling statements, blah, blah, blah. I'm scrolling so I can get to the very end where I let you know right here. Okay, midterm grades. I have a current grade spot in the grade book, so you can always see what your grade is. Your midterm grade will be based on everything through week 7. So as soon as I grade week 7, that is your midterm grade, and it will be posted. So you will see your midterm grade before the official midterm cutoff point. This way, you know where you stand so you can make your choices properly. And then this last thing, oh, good God, how I hate this stupid AI crap. Please don't use it. Yes, it's cheating. You're not answering the question. And a lot of times it's not even answering it properly. It's horrible. Please don't use it. And then the other side, I told you before, I normally teach environmental science. If you think the AI crap is just interesting and, oh, but it can do blah, 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 please take a look at how much energy is being wasted on this junk. Use this. You have a brain. Start practicing using your brain. Use your own brain. Do your own work. Please. If I suspect that it is AI, I'm going to say something. If it is clearly AI, you get a 0 and you will be reported for plagiarism or cheating, because that is legit cheating. So please just do your own thing, please. All righty, so that is the syllabus. You will notice across here you have all these tabs. Content, I already showed you that. Communications, you click it, we've got all these. I'm telling you this because I don't know if this is your first term or not. So there you go. Calendar, as I enter stuff in the course, the calendar will show you what is opening and what is due. Sometimes it might get confusing, but everything that is due will be listed in the calendar. Class list, this is so you can reach anybody in your class. Discussions, yeah. You can click this to get your discussions. However, if you have not opened the file, the discussion will not open for you. The discussions are also set that they will not open for you until you post your discussion. So you have to actually answer the questions before you read other people's questions. Do I do this on purpose? Yes, because I have been the student who posted the first discussion so many times and then read all these other people who basically butchered what I said instead of provided their own feedback. I don't want to know how well you summarize somebody else's views. I want your views. I will be asking a lot of opinions. A lot of opinions. I need your opinion. You can't take that from someone else. It's your opinion. That's what I want. Okay, assessment. You go here. This is where you can find stuff. This is where you're going to find your grades. I don't really worry about this one. You can, I guess. I don't know if you have it. I don't know. This is mine. But that's pretty much it. This one, discussion, general rules, is about being respectful. This is a politics class. We will talk politics. A lot of people get very angry and mean when they discuss politics. Don't do that. We're nice people. We want to stay nice. We will get more into this later, but yes, I gave you this whole thing to tell you what I expect and some about me. Now let's go to that discussion thing. When you go here, this is the first thing it's going to tell you. These are the rules for your discussions. So this is for the normal discussions, not week 1. So like I said, I will do a whole different video for this for next week. Discussion 1 is right here. That's all. Just do this. It's open for 2 weeks. Typically, things are not open 2 weeks, but I have everything for the first week, or the first week open 2 weeks. There you go. So, yeah, I think that's most of it. We covered all that. So now let me tell you the stuff that I forgot to tell you earlier. Okay, this is the about me, the oh crap, what kind of teacher do I have now kind of thing. You have probably noticed I don't sit very well. I am a move at all times. I'm a pacer. So the classes I teach in person, they just get used to seeing me do this friggin' stop. It's kind of funny. I've been known to clock a couple of miles just by teaching. I am on the autism spectrum and I have ADHD, which you probably figured out by the eye going here and here and here and here and the bouncing everywhere. I tell you those 2 things right off the bat so you understand when my mind frame goes off here, that's why. I will bring things to you in a different way than most people typically will, because that's just how my brain works. I'm also a high school dropout. I dropped out of school after the 9th grade. I got my GED when I turned 18, had a whole bunch of different jobs, everything from a cocktail waitress in a strip club when I was 18 and 19 years old to in my 30s, I was a diesel mechanic at a truck stop. Actually, it was the TA out in Lake Park, Georgia. I was a mechanic there. And it was while I was a mechanic there that another mechanic wanted to go to college. He asked me to go. I said, I'm too old not to go. He said, you're too old not to. And I went, oh, there you go. And so I took the entrance exam and I went to VSU, Valdosta State University. Started there in, I believe it was January 2005. I quickly started loving learning everything, even though I felt like I didn't belong. And I ended up graduating December 2010, I believe it was, with a Bachelor of Science in Biology, a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and Religious Studies. That January of 2011, I started the Master's for Biology. That summer, I started Master's for Public Administration. Then, let's see, did grad school, blah, blah, blah. That's when I started teaching. I started teaching labs as a grad student. And then 2012 is when I started teaching actual classes for SGSC. And then I just kind of stayed with it. I really, really like teaching. I have all this stuff in my head that wants to come out. And I like to help people understand things. It's what I do. Let's see, my most recent master's I just finished last year was a master's in nutritional science. I have discovered I am a lifelong learner. I love learning. I am just going to constantly try to learn more things. So when I have all this random stuff coming out, that's why it's been an interesting life and I keep educating myself. The autism and ADHD are not my only flavors. I am one of the most neurospicy people you will ever meet. I have so many things. I've also got the anxiety, sensory processing, and auditory issues, as well as other things. The auditory thing is the reason I do not do phone calls. That's why I said, I'm going to tell you this. That's it. Can I talk on a phone? Yes. Can I comprehend as well when it's only sound? Not so much. That's why text, so I can read the words, so I have time to comprehend the words, and then I can formulate my reply, or Zoom with video, because Zoom with video, I can then watch your face. And if I'm having one of those days where words turn into soup in my ears, then I can watch your lips. And when I can read your lips at the same time as the sound is coming into my ears, sometimes that will help me make sense. There will be times you might be wanting to talk to me and I'm looking at you like, it's because I'm having one of those days where my ears take the words in, but jumble them up. And then I have to like hit the rewind button and then put them in place and then forward so then I can answer your questions. So yeah, it makes things interesting. Am I broken? But you know, everything still works. It just takes a little extra. So yeah, I always have to give people that heads up because, oh yeah, things are not going to go the direction you think they're going. And as soon as you've decided you know exactly what I'm trying to say, chances are you're going to learn you're wrong. So I don't try to frustrate people. It's just how I'm wired. And I don't want to fix it because I don't know. I think it makes things a little more interesting. I like to share a lot of information with people because I think too many people don't share enough. And we all have our own special abilities. Oh, that's the other thing I should mention. I'm also dyslexic. So randomly something might be written wrong, like it might be flipped or something. If you see that I've spelled something wrong and I've like jumbled the letters, it is 100% okay to shoot me a message and go, hey, in week 7 in file blah, you said blah, 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 and I think you meant blah, blah, blah. That is fine. I'm good with that because I would rather fix it so it's easier for you guys. But sometimes I'm legit just not going to know because everything gets in my head. But what I was going to say, there was that ADHD where I derailed for a second, but I normally can come right back, is dyslexia. Did you know that people who are dyslexic actually process 3D stuff better? And NASA actually recruits people who are dyslexic. About 50% of the people employed by NASA are dyslexic because it actually gives a special ability. So I like to point this out because while I have all these issues that might make dealing with me a little difficult, it also amplifies other things. And I know I'm not the only one. And I guarantee you, there's some people in this class that also have anxiety issues, possibly depression issues. There's probably other people with dyslexia. And oh, yeah, I also have CPTSD, and I probably will have other people who have that too. We shouldn't be ashamed. We shouldn't just not talk about it. It does color how we do our stuff, but it can also help other people see things in a different way. And that's the beauty of this planet, is seeing things a different way. If everybody was like this place would be so boring. And I am not a boring person. I am almost never bored. I say almost because I'm a science person, so we kind of have to have that qualifier, but I don't remember a time I was ever bored. There is always something to do. And we should learn more about each other. We should show each other how much we shine. And it might be something that you used to feel very ashamed of. I don't want people to be ashamed anymore. Shout it out, please. And so I will tell you so much about myself. It's insane. Some of you will be like, oh my God, I wish you would just shut up already. But some of you are going to go, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. And that's my entire purpose. I don't want anyone to feel alone. And final thing, because I'm on a roll, is mental health. Mental health, extremely important. If you start shutting down during the term, the semester, because life is just kicking you in the butt and it is hard, reach out. Do not wait until you have already drowned. Reach out ahead of time. If you start to feel like you're going under, reach out. Shoot me a message. Tell me, hey, I'm having these depressive episodes and I just can't seem to get out of bed. I know this is what I need to do. This is what's happening. I can't, blah, blah, blah. I will do my best to work with you. This is just a class. Your mental health is your mental health. Your life is your life. It should take priority. Am I very strict about deadlines? Yes, because I do not believe in supporting the mentality of I can do everything last minute, because that does not lead to success. However, I am also extremely understanding when life decides to just kick you in the butt and you feel like you're drowning. So please reach out to me if you start to feel like you just can't handle. I will do everything I can to help you. If you shut down, you turn into a turtle for like a month, and then you're like, oh my God, it's too late. I can't do it. reach out. We'll see what we can do. But biggest thing, take care of your mind. It's all you've got. I am a big proponent of cultivate a healthy brain. And so do that. All right, I think that's it. I'm really flipping hungry and my food might be burning by now because I thought, oh, well, I'll just shove it in there and then I'll make a quick video, forgetting that I never shut up. Anyway, that's it. And I plan to try to make weekly videos. May or may not happen. So that's it. Peace out.